The beautiful colors are popping across the country, but as we head into the brand new work week. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on America's Weekend Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass.
What's up, good people? I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf. Coming up, we're going to let you know when it's going to feel like fall.
One thing, we still have the rivers running high from Milton. And then for another, we've got the tides that are running very high, especially along the east side of the United States. We've got an area of low pressure, king tide season. So we do have the coastal flood advisories where you see the green from the Jersey Shore all the way down the Carolina coastline. So we're talking about up to 1 foot of saltwater inundation above normally dry ground. And also you can see these gauges here, the forecast. A lot of them are not quite flood now. They've been kind of going up and down. We see a lot of fluctuation, especially with the northeastern gauges, but you'll notice wherever you see the red, occasionally we're getting up towards moderate flood stage. Down here in Florida, we've got that steady east wind. You've got the St. Johns River that flows north and out, but it can't go out because the tide is coming in. And of course, we will see those coastal flood advisories, even warnings where we could see up to 1 to 2 feet above normally dry ground. The St. Johns River at DeLand, right now still at major flood stage. So we are still dealing with some problems along that river basin. On the other side of Florida, it is an offshore wind, but it is a wind nonetheless. It's going to be breezy from Tampa right on down towards Fort Myers as they're still trying to restore power to some of these areas that were affected by the last hurricane. Here come the showers on the east side of Florida, anywhere from Daytona Beach down towards Miami. And there's a chance, especially with that east wind, bringing in that moisture, and those winds will be gusty at times. We're talking 35, even 40 miles an hour. And also, I want to mention the rip current risk is running pretty high too with that steady east wind coming in. Speaking of wind, Reynolds, we've had too much of that in the west as well. We have a lot of clouds, and we're seeing some flash flood.
Gosh, we'll make you reassess things, that's for sure, when you survive those events. Kelly, to say the very least, it's been a very busy tropical season.
Yeah, remember those busy years, 2004, 2005? We had those back-to-back storms. Now we're tied since we've had 3 hurricanes making landfall in Florida just this year.
Now, you may look at each of these lines and say, what gives? They look like gummy worms. Well, actually, that is the variance in terms of intensity as they made their way through the Gulf and then onshore, Kelly.
Of course, we had, Helene was a monster storm, and Milton came, less than 2 weeks out after that. And there were still power outages from Helene. There was still flooding and debris from Helene. And then we bring Milton through, and we're still trying to get some people back online.
We go back in our time machine, and this was the situation at 12 a.m. again from the Gulf. Here it came, roaring its way through. Your tornadoes preceding the landfall.
Well, that was
my goodness, they just came through like a battering ram.
6 people died in the tornado outbreak even before Milton made that landfall, and you can see it stayed a hurricane all the way across to the other side and then eventually moved out to sea. But yeah, in terms of the tornado warnings, 126 of them. This is record breaking.
Yeah, I mean, what a mess. National Weather Service obviously very busy. Second highest number issued in the U.S. in a single day. All right, folks, we've got so much more, including stories of recovery for Milton, both in Florida and the Carolinas.